news, because I know what we're conflicting with is your desire and action to actually hold court proceedings. And I will tell you that if I have to choose between you doing that and your participation in this meeting, I would happily defer to your role as a judge and getting those cases moving. So thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for breaking away to the extent you can. I will remind everybody that these meetings are open to the public, and they are often, and I suspect are, attended by members of the media as well. Ms. Clanton, will you go through the roll call for us, please?
Do it. Chief is here. Presiding Justice Nami.
Here, thank you.
Chief Judge Fadden.
Present.
Vice Chief Rickman. Judge Walter Davis.
Here.
President Brian Emerick.
Here.
President-elect Wade Padgett.
Here.
Judge Jeffrey Kite.
Cynthia, this is Shannon. Judge Kite is tied up in court at the moment and sends his apologies.
Okay, thank you, Shannon. Judge Melanie Cross.
Here.
Judge Stein.
I'm here, Cynthia. Your voice went out, but I think you were calling my name.
Can you hear me now? Great. Thank you. Chief Judge Asha Jackson.
Hi, I'm here.
Thank you, Judge. Chief Judge Brasher, who's having a busy day.
Here, thank you.
Judge Fletcher Sams. Judge Van Pelt.
I'm here.
Chief Judge Sarah Wall.
Here.
Chief Judge Jeff Bagley.
I'm here.
Judge Jim Blanchard.
Present.
President of the State Court Counsel Wes Taylor.
I'm here.
President-elect Al Long.
Here.
President of the Juvenile Court Counsel Lisa Jones.
I'm here.
President-elect Greg Price.
Present.
President of the Probate Council, President Kelly Wolk. President-elect Thomas Lakes.
Here.
President of the Magistrate Court, TJ Hudson.
Here.
Thanks, Judge Hudson. Judge Quinn Casper.
Present.
Chief Judge Lori Depp for the Municipal Court Council.
Present.
And and Don Jones with the State Bar of Georgia.
Here.
Thank you, Don. Chief, that completes the roll.
Thank you. And I got a message from Judge LaGrua indicating that she is on the call. She can hear us, but we can't hear her. So we'll count her as half present. The minutes from our last meeting are still being worked out, so they will be presented at our next meeting. What I want to share with you is just to update you on a handful of things, none of which will take too terribly long. Mainly, I want to hear from you guys in terms of what experiences you're having out in the field. What do we need to respond to? What are you seeing? How's it going? That kind of thing. So it's more important, I think, we hear from each other than from me. But for me, what I have to share with you is, as you know, the PSAs are available. If anybody is using those, I'd like to hear that. If there's some networks that are making their time airspace available, that'd be good to hear. We are continuing to have conversations with our public health officials to identify benchmarks. I know we've had some conversations with the Department of Public Health. I know some of you judges have been asking for some information that will help guide you. Judge Amaro is still working on that. Presiding Justice Namias is working on it, and I've been having some conversations as well. So hopefully we'll have something that we can provide, or at least a firm answer one way or the other as to what benchmarks might be out there. As you know, we are at the point now we're extending our we're issuing our 8th extension on the judicial emergency order. That draft has been circulated to you. That order will be issued today. Today's the deadline for the last order. The order essentially is straightforward. It advances forward everything that was in the last order. The changes to the last order appear in sections 1 and in section 7. The changes in section 1 are largely just to bring all the language up to date to the current time, nothing substantive, just to make sure that the language is actually reflective of our current timeline. And then in section 7, the only change there is the reality that with the backlogs being what they are, lawyers should continue to do what they can to move their cases. And in the absence of an imminent court date, which is going to continue for some time, the best way to get your cases moving and working towards resolution and have a realistic appreciation of the strengths and weaknesses of the cases is for lawyers to move forward on discovery and to keep moving forward on discovery and motions and things along those lines. So you see in there an additional urging consistent with what we've talked about in the past, but we've never put in our orders, that lawyers continue to move forward on their cases where they can. Hopefully that will enable the parties to reach resolution through some other means other than a formal court proceeding. And then, of course, as you engage in discovery, do so in a safe manner, just like we've been engaging with the court processes in a safe manner. So if you have any comments on that, we'd love to hear from you. We are poised to issue that order just as soon as we get off this call. And if we hear something that we need to make a last minute change, we'll do what we can. Might have to push it to the next order, but that's where we are on that. And I think that's everything I have to update you on. PJ, do you have anything that you would want to add, or you think I missed?
No, I think we're covering it. Thanks.
Okay. So when we go around, I would love to hear any experiences that you have. I can pause right now if there's any general feedback you think we need to hear from the body. All right, let's go around the horn. Chief Judge McFadden.
As the offices directly below yours do not constitute the field, I have nothing to report.
Okay. Judge Walt Davis, Business Court.
Nothing to report, thanks.
Okay. Judge Brian Amaro, Superior Court Judges.
Well, I'm happy to report that in Henry County, we've impaneled 2 concurrent grand juries. We're using a hybrid system. It's going very well. Really pleased with the way the technology is being employed in a novel way by our district attorney and by our other judges. And so I just wanted to share that with you, Chief Justice. I know that my report is similar to that of many others, and we're all very excited to get things started. So thank you, and thank you for your leadership.
Thank you, sir. And I'm gonna come back to the task force when we get to the end of this. Thank you, Judge Amaro. Judge West Taylor, I see you.
Hi, Chief Justice. We really have nothing to report, sir.
All right, great. Thank you. Judge Lisa Jones.
The only things that I have to report are that we had a very successful fall seminar, and we are working away and seem to be smooth sailing at this point. Thank you.
Thank you. Judge Walk wasn't here when we did roll call. I know Judge Lakes, you're here.
Yes, sir. Nothing to report other than we are attending our annual COAG meeting this year, but doing it basically virtually. So 2020 once again, but other than that, nothing to report, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Judge Hudson, good to see you back.
Nothing to report, Chief Justice.
All right, thank you. And for the municipal court judges, I think we have Judge Duff.
Yes, sir. We had our executive meeting, our executive council meeting, and we approved our 2-year strategic plan at that meeting. And that's all we have to report.
Okay, thank you, Judge Duff. Ms. Jones, President Jones.
Good afternoon. And because I don't have the minutes, I hope you don't mind me repeating probably what you heard last week. We had a successful fall Board of Governors meeting virtually. We elected at that time a new executive director, Damon Elmore, who's coming on board officially at the beginning of the year. In the meantime, he's been working behind the scenes to transition, and Sharon Bryan, our COO, has in fact retired as of the end of last month. If anybody has any questions or concerns, please reach out directly to Jeff Davis. He's receiving all of Sharon's emails and is the point of contact until our executive director-elect selects a new COO for her in her place. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. And Ms. Clanton, what has the AOC been up to?
Chief, we're fully functional. Just let us know how we can help.
Great, thank you. For the Council of Accountability Court Judges, we have either Judge Gosselin or Ms. Taylor-Jones. Either one of y'all here?
Yeah, we're both here. We had a successful funding committee meeting last week virtually as we were doing all of our meetings, and we continue to provide support and technical assistance to all the accountability courts virtually.
Thank you, Judge. For the Commission on Dispute Resolution, is Ms. Tracy Johnson here?
I'm here, Mr. Chief Justice. We do not have anything to report today. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Holloman, are you here for the clerks?
I am, sir. We have nothing to report other than I am hearing we are getting a good response to our jury summons for grand jurors.
That's good to hear. Thank you. Ms. Greer with the Commission on Professionalism. Did you have anything else, Mr. Holloman? Okay.
No.
Here with the Commission on Professionalism.
Hi, good afternoon, Chief. Just 3 quick updates, save the dates. We've rescheduled the Suicide Awareness Program for April 30th, 2021. Judge Shandina Cruz-Morris will be working on ways to ensure that we can do it safely in case we cannot gather in person, but good news about a possible vaccine. So hopefully we'll be able to do it in person. And I will be reaching back out to those of you who so very graciously, and that was many of you on this call, stepped up to be satellite viewing locations. We'll start looking at that again, possibly the beginning of the year once we have a better handle on where things are. We will be doing a CLE in January, on January 6th. Hopefully invitation letters for speakers will go out this week. The necessity of unparalleled unity. I'm looking forward to doing that in conjunction with the State Bar's mid-year meeting. And the most likely rescheduled date for the Benham Awards will be June 26, 2021, to honor the honorees that we had last year, or rather this year, it feels like last year, but in March that we did not get to honor. We're not going to do a new group this year, but honor the group that we did not have a chance to recognize, hopefully in June this year when we will be able to gather in person. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Is that Robin Rooks with the Council of Court Administrators?
Yes, good afternoon, Chief Justice. We have nothing new to report, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Ashworth, ICJE. And JQC, Mr. Chuck Boren.
Nothing new to report, Chief Justice.
Okay. For the task force, I know Judge LaGrua is on the call. I know Judge McClellan is prepared, and since we can't hear Judge LaGrua, so Judge McClellan, if you're ready.
Yes, good afternoon, Chief Justice. Tried to unmute. The Civil Committee has met a couple of times. We are working on updating the guidance about virtual jury trials and hybrid jury trials in civil cases. We'll meet tomorrow to start talking about what that document would look like and incorporate all the things that occur around the country, as well as a lot of good things were in the grand jury guidance that I think we're going to try to adopt. We've also talked about kind of following up on what you said earlier about how to be proactive, how judges can be more proactive in working their dockets and how lawyers can be proactive, and some tips and suggestions about that. And also some discussion was had about the importance of having alternative locations for jury trials or jury assembly and how to go about doing that, and some tips for that. I think Judge LaGrua pointed out that she's wanting to get an update from the criminal committee, and we'll be setting up a meeting on that. And we also need to probably get an update from the technology committee. I think there've been some things, and Judge Kelly's on the phone, on the call here today. I don't know if he has any news about what they've been working on as far as some potential statewide solutions for digital evidence presentation. And we're continuing to work. We'll have another meeting tomorrow of our civil subcommittee to update everyone on where we are with that. That is our report.
Thank you, Judge. Judge Kelly, did you have anything to add?
We had several judges online with some of the vendors talking about some of these statewide solutions, but we hadn't seen the price tag really yet. So I don't think they've gotten their heart right. But we certainly have seen some interesting solutions.
Yes. Judge Paget has put in the chat that the last episode, the most recent episode of his Good Judgment podcast is up and posted and published and available for consumption. So, all right, well, that's all I have, folks. Thank you for all you're doing. We will move forward. We'll adjust as necessary. Let's stay in touch and make sure we learn from each other. We don't need to meet next Monday, I don't believe. We can schedule our next meeting on the 23rd. That's the week of Thanksgiving, but it is a Monday. There's a chance we might not even need to have that, but let's go ahead and just mark it and hold it as the day. We'll let some time go, and then if we need to meet then, we can, just to get an update and see how we're going. All right. Okay, well, thank y'all very much. Appreciate everybody.